Hello and thank you for joining me today. I want to quickly run through how to set the Citizen Caliber E820. This watch here it's a lovely little watch. It's a perpetual calendar. What that means is you never need to set the date on the watch until the year 2100. At that point, the watch just needs resetting again. So very convenient. Come the end of the month, you don't have to pull out the crown and wind it onto the first again. It will do that for you all the way until the year 2100. Okay, this watch is eco drive, meaning no batteries. It's powered by light. It's got a 5-year guarantee plus an extra one if I decide to register online. So let's go through how to set it. Let's start with the top left hand dial. I'll point that out for you now. Here it is. This is a 24-hour clock, so it just tells you if the big hands are morning or afternoon. And then we've got this dial here on the right hand side. This is your minute counter for your chronograph. Okay, so this watch has a stopwatch. And then you've got your feature dial with all of the features available on the watch. So you have time at the top of this feature dial for setting the time. Chronograph for your stopwatch. LTM stands for local time. This allows you to set a second time zone in the watch. If you were, say, going on holiday, you could set this local time to something different and flick between local time and time for the two different time zones. ALM, it has an alarm. And then time again, it just repeats itself for symmetry, I believe. So these alarm, local time, chronograph, it's exactly the same. Pick whichever one you want, it does the same thing. So how do we set the perpetual calendar on this watch? Well, first of all, pull out the crown, one click. What that does is that activates your feature dial here. Turn the crown, select whatever feature you want. Well, you want to make sure time is selected, which is where the hand was on that dial. There we go. So the crown, I will now pull out all the way. Okay, now I'm going to turn the crown, but nothing's going to happen. And this was actually missing from the instruction manual. Nothing happens. This is where people get confused. What you need to do is you need to press the top push button. Big hands are now going to wiggle. Now I can set the time. As you can see, I can move it backwards or forwards, the minute hand, but you might think this is going to take forever. So sweep my hand down, my finger down the crown, and off it goes. You just turn the crown when you want to stop. Keep your eye on the 24-hour clock so you know whether you're setting this watch to morning or afternoon. Okay, I'm going to set it to 6 in the morning. So I'll stop. Oh, not there. Carry on. In fact, no, I'm going to set it to 7 o'clock. There we are. Okay, there we are. 7 in the morning. Right. Now I've done that, you don't put the crown back in. What you do is you press the top push button to move on to the next thing to change. And you'll notice this hand wiggled on the minute dial for your chronograph. This is where you tell the watch, is it a leap year, 1 year past, 2 years past, or 3 years past a leap year. So at the minute it's pointing to 0, meaning it's a leap year. If we were 1 year past a leap year, I put the crown onto the first dash. If we were 2 years past a leap year, 2. 3 years past a leap year, the third dash. But being in 2020, we are in a leap year, so I'm going to turn it in the same direction again and it will flip up back to 0. So I've set the time and I've told the watch we are in a leap year. I then press the top push button and move on to the next thing to tell the watch. The second hand has moved. Now this is where you need to tell the watch what month it is. So the way we do this is you've got 12 hours of the day, 12 months of the year. So at the minute the second hand's pointing to 8 for August. September, 9 o'clock. There you go. 10 o'clock would be October, November. 12 o'clock, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. So we are in August at the minute. So July, August. There we go. You can't go anti-clockwise, okay? You can only move it clockwise. So I'll now press the top push button to move on to the next thing to tell the watch. Okay, this hand has now wiggled again. This isn't to do with the leap year. This is to do with the date of the month. As you can see, we're on the 15th. If I want to move it to the 16th, one click. It will do 4 or 5 spins. Keep your eye on the date window. That will now change over to the 16th. I can move it to the 17th. You can go anti-clockwise if you've gone too far. I'll do 4 spins and stop. Or if you're quite far away from the date, you can run your finger down the crown again. And it will continuously go and change the date until you decide to stop it by turning the crown once. and it will stop on its next rotation. There we are, the 19th. So you set the date. And then the final thing you would do is I'll press the top push button again. It takes me back to the beginning where the hands have wiggled so I can set the time. This is because the watch doesn't remember how long it's taken you to run through this process, so you may just need to move it on a minute or two. Crown in. So that's how you set the time on the Citizen Caliber E820. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe. There'll be more content coming soon.